After 45 years of drifting into the void, Voyager, humanity's farthest and loneliest machine, did something no one anticipated. It turned back, not in body, but in the data it sent home. The transmission carried something impossible to ignore: a reflection, a loop, a disruption hinting it might have met something so alien, so unforeseen, that even the probe's aging systems faltered in confusion. What followed wasn't an error or a glitch. It was a whisper from the edge of space, echoing a fear scientists had buried for decades. Voyager 1 may have crossed a boundary that shouldn't exist, and in doing so it may have proven we were never truly alone in the dark. What did it detect? Out there, what does it mean for Earth? And why are some at NASA now questioning the very fabric of space beyond the heliopause? Let's begin the descent into the unknown. In 1977, a spacecraft launched with nothing but vintage technology and cosmic ambition. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 were built to last for years. Instead, they became immortal. While every other machine humanity sent beyond Earth has fallen silent or shattered, the Voyagers pressed on past Jupiter, past Saturn, beyond the outer planets, and into uncharted territory, interstellar space. Their memory? A mere 69 kilobytes? Their processor? Weaker than a modern calculator? Yet they navigated gravity assists like acrobats in the dark, slingshotting past gas giants and beaming back revelations about moons. Rings, magnetic fields, and plasma waves. Over time, engineers shut down heaters, cameras, and instruments. HD activation, a quiet farewell to a piece of the mission. But Voyager 1 kept speaking, till recently, when its voice changed. 4 years. Scientists believed in the heliopause, the boundary, where the sun's influence fades and true interstellar space begins. Voyager 1 crossed it in 2012, 120 astronomical units from Earth. But when it did, something defied prediction. The magnetic field didn't shift. Particle density rose, yet the field's direction stayed eerily unchanged. Voyager 2 later encountered the same anomaly. Every model was wrong. And as NASA scrambled to reconcile the data, a darker possibility surfaced. The interstellar medium wasn't behaving as it should. It was dense where it should have been, sparse, calm where it should have been turbulent. Worst of all, the magnetic patterns seemed structured as, if shaped by something deliberate, not random then. In early 2024, Voyager 1 sent a transmission that unsettled the deep space network. It wasn't noise. It was garbled, but patterned, corrupted. Telemetry, repeated codes, inexplicable resets. At first, NASA assumed a memory failure. But when backup systems activated, the same distorted signal persisted, even from subsystems never designed to transmit such data. Engineers called it a reflection loop, a signal returning altered, as if something in the void had twisted it. One analyst, speaking off the record, likened it to shouting into a canyon that shouldn't exist and hearing your own voice warped by another's breath, some feared hardware failure. Others whispered a darker theory. Voyager had entered a region where its signals were being bent or answered. Scientists dissected the corrupted data, mapping it against cosmic rays, plasma waves, and solar wind decay. What they found was chilling. The interference aligned perfectly with a surge in galactic cosmic rays particles that should have been deflected by the heliosphere. Worse, the magnetic field bore an anomaly, a kink, a twist, something unnatural. It was as if Voyager 1 had passed through a membrane, and what lay beyond had reacted. Some proposed a pocket of dense plasma. Others murmured about theoretical, construct structures science fiction once dared to imagine. But one truth united all. The laws we thought governed space don't apply past the heliopause. Voyager's transmissions, once predictable, had turned strange. Intelligent? Maybe not. Deliberate? Possibly. And in that possibility lies the fear. Because if this isn't just empty space, what else is out there? After weeks of analysis, NASA released a redacted statement. They confirmed partial signal recovery but dodged questions about the loops or corrupted data. Behind closed doors, however, the Jet Propulsion Lab assembled a classified task force, experts in AI, quantum physics, and astrophysics. One leak revealed the signal contained oscillations at frequencies Voyager 1 couldn't produce. In simpler terms, something in deep space was distorting the signal, or hitching a ride. More troubling was the timing. The distortions began just after Voyager passed through an unexplained drop in cosmic radiation. Had something shielded it, or examined it? Theoretical physicists dug deeper. Voyager's path showed tiny, inexplicable deviations, impossible to blame on known gravitational forces. Some theorized dark matter, others proposed gravitational lensing by an unseen object. But one buried paper suggested something far stranger: a space-time distortion. Not a black hole or wormhole, but something new. Boundary, where reality itself behaves differently. If true, Voyager 1 hadn't just traveled far. It had crossed into a realm where physics unravels, and where something else might operate by entirely different rules. Then came the real shock. Voyager 2, millions of miles away, began exhibiting identical anomalies. Signal timing, radiation exposure, magnetic shifts all synced despite the distance. The odds? Nearly impossible, lest both probes weren't encountering separate disturbances. But something vast enough to envelop them both. A perimeter. If there's a perimeter, there might be a center. And whatever lies at. The center might have just noticed the intrusion. A shift followed not in the data, but in the whispers. Scientists who once dismissed artificial now hesitated. Engineers who'd spent decades with the Voyagers admitted this wasn't mechanical, it was responsive. Slowly, a grim consensus formed in back-channel meetings. Voyager 1 might have encountered intelligence not as a ship or message, but as an environment engineered on an incomprehensible scale. The reflections, the synced distortions, the magnetic anomalies all pointed to manipulation. What if Voyager isn't drifting anymore? What if it's become part of an experiment, one designed by something that's waited eons for us to reach, just far enough to be noticed? For 45 years, Voyager 1 was our silent emissary to the stars, an aging vessel carrying humanity's sounds, greetings and fragile hope that something might one day listen. We never expected a reply. Not like this, because Voyager hasn't just reached the edge of space. It's pierced something older, stranger, and far more deliberate than we imagined. A place where physics bends, signals echo unnaturally, and the void watches back. When that distorted transmission arrived, it wasn't a malfunction, it was an answer. The kind that needs no words. It's a kind that says, "We see you." Scientists can debate the anomalies, tweak models, and redact reports. But they can't erase the truth. Voyager confirmed something we weren't ready to face. The edge of our solar system may not be a frontier, may be a threshold. And something just turned the handle.